We need to stop and rest.
We cannot stop. What if those sky devils are behind us right now? We need to keep moving.
To what? We're already running low on food. We just got rid of our last map.
Don't you dare talk about that. I, for one, know about losing Bessie.
And I, for one, know what those sky devils can do. And at this point, I think we're gonna die from starvation rather than anything else if we keep going on like this. Elder, I think she might have a point.
Those fools.
Sir, listen, she is right. We are running low on supplies. Even if we don't, make a permanent settlement, we do need to stop, rest, recuperate,
Alright. We will stop. We will rest. And we will resupply. It would be nice to have more pack animals to help us carry the goods around. But I am putting a limit. 2 years. 2 years to resupply, rest, and recuperate, and regroup. After that, we burn this place down, and we keep on moving. Do you understand?
Fine. Well enough. By the way, do you even have a plan? Do you even know where we're going?
There is a place we need to go. I don't know exactly where, but I will know it when we see it.
Sounds like nonsense to me, but fine, whatever. 2 years. Kids, get ready. We're gonna make up camp here. So, well, we'll figure this out as we go.
Elder, thank you for... Shut up. There's a lot to do. I have 2 years to prepare, and unfortunately I guess that means we're gonna have to start building. Oh no. Oh, God.
And so the five started a new settlement in the swamp. And this might be as good a time as any to start looking over all these people, shall we? Let's start off with the oldest gentleman of the group. Cambiero Jackal, otherwise known as Fishy, for his, smell. A firekeeper in his youth, later turned evangelist. He has a good memory, with a high psychic sensitivity, which is why he became a speaker of the gods. Unfortunately, with age comes with some health problems. He has grown frail over time, and, well, some people say he's talking to the gods. We nowadays would call that Alzheimer's. His old age has made him smart and good and social, but his other skills have been lacking due to either misuse or just, age. Next on the list is Purple Kemgal, otherwise known as the Doctor. Sole survivor in his youth, he was able to survive out on his own, and later became a healer. However, because of his childhood trauma, he refused to wield a weapon. He'll wield a knife, or as we call it, a scalpel, for surgery. But that's about it. Despite that, he is tough, he's nimble, he is honestly going to fight, he just refused to actually fight. But maybe because of that, he's such a hard walker. When he's not stitching up bodies, he can usually be found butchering up corpses, helping out in the kitchen, making him an okay cook. Going on to our first female of the group, Arambai Trout, otherwise known as Weaver. Starting off as an amateur botanist, later crop farmer, she just really seemed to have found her use out in the fields. Unfortunately, due to the unfortunate incident with the Sky Devils, she had lost her right arm. All the way up to her shoulder is gone. She may have died from infection, if not for her super immune system. However, she is also greedy and nervous, so she might have some trouble out here, especially starting off as nothing. Alright, first of the two children is Ganello J, otherwise known as the Hunter, a tribal child, who on his first hunt, due to hesitation, got injured and got a permanent scar. From that, he learned to not hesitate and became trigger happy. He is steadfast and resolved, and, being always out and about on the hunt, learned to walk fast. The last of the tribal children is Gray Sayo, another tribal child, but who spent more of her time as a herder. As a child, she honestly had a fascination in everything, even though she understands nothing. Being a child, she's so young and so fast that she's honestly probably the fastest one of the group. However, because she's also a child, she's very jealous. But she might have the makings of a future speaker of the gods, as she seems to be somewhat psychically sensitive. None of these five are related. But can these 5 be able to survive out in the wilderness on their own? With the decision to stay here for a while, the group got to work on their temporary base. Sayo and Reaver were cutting down trees and planting crops. The doctor was building the structure, while Hunter and Fishy brought their supplies together and scattered out the land. With luck, they got their barracks built before the night, and most had time to relax and chat. So, Elder, you mentioned before about a location that we're heading to. Can you give us any insight on that?
I'm afraid I cannot. It's up to the gods to give me more information.
Well, do you know what this place is like?
No.
Well, do you know what the terrain is like?
No.
Do you have any idea what you're doing?
No.
So, if we're going to be here for a while, I would like to make a suggestion that we each maybe get our own rooms?
Yes, expanding the base is important.
And also, it should be our walls here.
Reaver, for example. You're an expert in the field, so growing crops should be your main priority, especially right now. Doctor, while the food is sufficient, you should be working on building.
Yeah, I figured. I'm already planning out in my head how I want to build this place and expand it.
Hunter, you should check the land for any good game to hunt.
Yeah, I saw a few boar by the base.
Good. Also, while you're out exploring our territory, if you wouldn't mind looking to see if we can find any good pack animals, since we definitely should work on getting some of those. And then, well, we have Sayo. I'm afraid I don't know what to do with her. Maybe she could help weave around the fields?
Well, I wouldn't mind the extra hands, but, I mean, she's so unskilled. I thought someone was gonna die when I saw her trying to fell a tree earlier.
Well then, best who to learn from. Otherwise, perhaps she could try being a crafter? She's so young. She has potential in anything, but I honestly don't know what's for the best.
Well, maybe she should start with taking care of the chicken, and maybe any potential chicks that we get. She seems to have a way with animals, as she's sleeping so close to the eggs, and by the fact that my own hunting dogs betrayed me for her side.
Maybe it's for the best, as she's so young, and probably could use the protection.
Okay, so I'll have her take care of the animals and help me on the fields. Food should be a major priority, as the pemmican won't last us forever. Agreed.
And with that, I say we go to bed ourselves.
And so this group continued their days working out on their survival, eventually meeting travelers passing by. The Elder talked to them about the Sky Devil attack and asked if they had any information. Be it a good thing or be it a bad thing, they had no information to give, but they did decide to give the Elder a hat as a thank for the information and the warning of Sky Devils. The Elder graciously accepted this gift, but perhaps that was a mistake, as the following day the Elder was attacked by a wild animal. But with a sleeping bag of boar leather and herbal meds by the ready, the Elder should be fine in no time. And with his recovery, Sile suggested that perhaps they give their settlement a name, and perhaps come up with a new faction name, as the one they currently have is giving her bad memories. And so they decided to call their faction Lulum Lum, or in English, Wood and Stone, and their base is Temkashud, or Temporary Fortress. The light is starting to look better, but they are still just a small speck on this planet if they have any hopes to survive.